Robin, the next event that we're expecting here is a community meeting scheduled for Tuesday, where the First Nation is expected to share with its members more of what they know about this discovery and the plan going forward, which could very well entail a massive excavation effort to identify any remains that are there and try and return them to their communities of origin.
The Tk'emlúps First Nation says it's now in the process of reaching out to bands and other First Nations throughout BC who have missing children whose bodies could be in the unmarked mass grave they think they found on the property of the old Kamloops residential school.
Doesn't surprise me.
On Tk'emlúps land nearby, Herna Garami says the shocking news squares with stories she's heard since moving here in the 1970s.
There's a child that dies for whatever reason, and so these were all the same. Just put them, kind of hid them away.
The city of Kamloops, BC, now making international headlines as the focal point for Canada's history of forcing First Nations children to attend its residential schools. Now understood as a cruel and inhumane system for eradicating their language and culture.
2 people so far come up to me then told me about that.
Downtown Kamloops is where we met Alphonse Adams as the news was sinking in. A residential school survivor from the Lytton First Nation, he remembers playing sports at the Kamloops school. Just spend a few minutes with him if you want to know how raw these wounds still are.
The people that did that, yeah. Sometimes I cry. I try to hide my anger and everything else. I don't like crying in front of my children. They don't know exactly what I went through.
One question that a lot of people have been asking is, if we have a situation here with a very large number of unexplained deaths, what is the role of law enforcement in all of this? We're beginning to hear a bit more about that, with both the BC Coroner's Service and the RCMP putting out statements acknowledging that they've received reports of what they think might be here, that they expect that they'll be participating in this, but they'll be following the lead of the First Nation. Robin?
A heartbreaking story. Paul Johnson in Kamloops, BC. Thanks, Paul.